Has Epic Games finally gone too far when it comes to trying to appeal to casual players, and are they further killing the game by trying to regain some of their lost fan base? I'm finally at the point where I'm starting to say yes. As we all know, Season 9 is without a doubt the season that appeals to casual players. Epic Games are doing everything in their power to try and get casual players back playing the game like they were just 1 year ago. But is this further killing the game and driving more people away rather than driving people back to the game? Now, I've always been the kind of player that accepted pretty much everything that Epic did. I didn't always agree with what they did, but when a new update came out, when a weapon was vaulted, when a new weapon was added in, when the meta was changed, I just kind of got over it, accepted it, adapted to it, and grew as a player. But now I'm finally at the point where I'm thinking, I don't think this is going to get any better. In fact, I think the game is going to get much worse. And personally, I think that by trying to get the casual market back and try and regain some of the players that they've lost over the previous year or so, they are actually going to start driving away the most loyal and hardcore Fortnite fans, which in my opinion are actually key to getting the casual players back playing the game. My name is Doodles, you're watching Doodles Gaming. If you're going to enjoy this video today, make sure you like and subscribe with notifications on. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can consider using my supporter creator code Doodles. That is if you're still playing Fortnite. Now today, at the time of filming this, we've got the brand new 9.21 patch, and with that comes the brand new proximity grenade launcher, which in my opinion is just another casual bot weapon added to the game to try and give the less skilled players a chance at getting kills or even wins. Now we know this has been a big thing that's been happening in Fortnite, especially over the course of Season 9. We've got rid of so many weapons that were considered quote-unquote OP in favour of weapons that aren't quite as powerful, but pro players are still able to get just as many kills with them, so this really isn't going very well. From the patch notes itself, the proximity grenade, it says, fires an arcing, bouncing, explosive projectile that explodes when in proximity of an opponent. Available in epic and legendary rarities found in chests, loot carriers, supply drops and vending machines. It's semi-automatic, uses rocket ammo, it holds 2 explosive rounds at any one time. The rate of fire is 0.65 shots per second. The proximity radius is 250 units, which is about half a tile width, and the explosion radius is about 300 units, which is about 60% of the width of a tile. It does 70 damage, and it does 138 environmental damage. This is a grenade launcher which takes even less skill to use than the regular grenade launcher or even the rocket launcher. And that is because the grenades explode when they get near a player. So when a grenade is about half a tile width away from a player, it will automatically explode and deal the damage. Whereas obviously the grenade launcher, you have to be in the proximity of the grenade at the time when it explodes after the 3 to 5 seconds, however long it is before the grenade explodes, which means that it's less likely to do damage because players have a better chance of being able to block it or get out of its way. But with this one, you have no chance at all of escaping the proximity of this grenade. If this grenade gets close to you, it is exploding and you are taking 67 or 70 damage. Now we all know that Season 9 is the season for casual players. They've got rid of the pump shotgun, which caused huge shockwaves through the community and huge backlash, but they got rid of it because it could one-shot kill anyone even if you had full health and full shield. Now they also voted the much loved SMGs in favour of the tactical assault rifle, and they've also brought in the combat shotgun as a replacement for the pump. And now these guns don't do as much damage. The combat shotgun cannot one-shot kill anyone with full health and full shield, but it's got an increased fire rate, and people don't seem to be having much of a problem with this gun at all. In fact, I think a lot of people are favouring it over the pump now because it's got such a long distance on it and it's pretty versatile for a shotgun, and it's definitely the go-to gun in the game right now. And that's kind of the thing, it doesn't matter how much you appeal to casual players, the pro players and the higher skilled players will always find a way to adapt and evolve and change the meta of the game. Like I said, they got rid of the pump shotgun because it could one-shot kill, so instead the pros have now sort of figured out how the combat shotgun works and have started creating their own meta in order to make it as effective as possible, and it is just as effective, if not more effective, than the pump shotgun ever was. But that is not all. There's also one really overpowered gun which is set to leave the game very soon. I believe that right now it is in the early stages of it, just Epic are testing people's opinions before they fully go ahead and remove it from the game, and that is the boom bow. Yesterday Epic tweeted out and they said they've released a hotfix to remove the boom bow from the Team Rumble LTM. The boom bow was too powerful in this mode due to players respawning with 100 HP. That is right, the boom bow is no longer in Team Rumble, and in my opinion this is to gauge the reaction to see whether the boom bow should be removed from the game completely, and I think that is definitely going to be happening in the next couple of updates. Now the first thing I thought, and I actually responded to this tweet, and I said all bots could just carry shields like the rest of us do, which is perfectly logical, because if you watch any games of mine that I put on YouTube, I use Team Rumble a lot as background footage. You're probably seeing Team Rumble background footage right now as I'm saying these words. A lot of the time you will see 6 minis in my inventory in Team Rumble, and that is because you only respawn with 100 HP, and obviously like any game of Fortnite, you want to have as much HP and shield as possible. So I always carry 6 minis with me, and obviously if I start using them I try and find some more and keep myself stocked up so that when I do land back in after respawning I can get up to 150 HP quite quickly and obviously not be one shot to an item such as a bow. Now there's no reason why other players in Team Rumble can't just do that as well, and that's exactly what I said, and it makes perfect sense to me. In fact, when I play, I actually make note of different shield locations around the map. Like if I'm playing Team Rumble and I notice a supply drop's being opened, I notice there's a slurp juice or a full pot on the floor, I'll make a mental note of its location in case I ever need to come back for it, such as if I get binged by someone, I've say got 156 HP and shield, I know that there's a full pot somewhere nearby that I can go and get myself back up to 100, or when I respawn I can drop down, use one mini, use the slurp juice and get up to 100 that way while utilising my minis as much as possible. Now maybe I'm just weird and I take Team Rumble far too seriously, but I actually really like the mode, and when I do play it I do take it very seriously and I try and win as much as possible and play it to the best of my ability. But the boom bow is not the only weapon in the game that can do 100 damage from one shot, so does that mean that all weapons like this are going to be voted in the future? Now I'm going to put on screen all the weapons that are currently in Fortnite that you can do 100 damage with in just one shot. You can see how crazy this list is and how that maybe the boom bow isn't the root of the problem in Fortnite. At the time of recording this, all of the guns in the game that do over 100 shot damage are both hand cannon rarities when they do a headshot. All of the combat and tactical shotgun headshots do over 100 damage. The heavy and suppressed sniper rifles, any shot whether it's body or head, deal more than 100 damage. A semi-auto sniper headshot on all rarities does over 100 damage. All rocket and grenade launchers do over 100 damage, and the regular grenades do 100 damage. Now apparently the dynamite does 70 damage. I thought it did 100, but that only does 70. But still, that is a huge list of guns that can deal 100 plus damage with just one shot, which makes you think that the boom bow isn't really the problem in Fortnite. But in my opinion, it is a problem, and it's also a problem that a lot of other people share in the community as well. Now on that tweet I mentioned earlier, Dakota's replied to it and said too powerful nap mode, LMAO and a bunch of crying emojis. FaZe Avery said why don't we just remove it fully. Cypher PK said only too powerful in that mode. Muzel put out the funniest tweet I think, and he basically crossed out a lot of the words that Epic said in the tweet, and it reads, we've released a hotfix to remove the boom bow was too powerful. So it pretty much says that the community thinks that the boom bow is far too powerful in the game, and I think Epic 100% agree with this, and they want to get people's reactions to it before they remove it, in case they remove it and everyone decided that they actually love the gun and gives them a load of backlash. They want this removal of the gun to be positive, so that when they remove it, all the streamers and influencers say good things about it and how Epic are doing good by removing the boom bow, which will in turn get the casual players playing the game again. But as much as I think the boom bow needs to be nerfed significantly, maybe changing it from shotgun ammo to rocket ammo so you don't have as many shots, or just completely remove it in general, I don't think this is the way that casual players are going to come back and play the game. Now I actually know a casual player very, very well. In fact, he's my cousin. He's my 13-year-old cousin, and he hasn't been playing Fortnite for quite a while now. Now I believe he stopped playing some point around season 7. I don't think he's even played season 8 or season 9, but I know his interest in the game started to drop long before he actually quit playing. So there's a good chance that he probably has very little, if any, experience with the boom bow. So the removal of that is not going to draw him back to the game, because that's not the reason why he left the game in the first place. And I also guarantee that if I go to him today and I said, dude, there's a new proximity grenade launcher in the game, it's absolutely amazing, you need to come back and play Fortnite, there's probably an 80 to 90% chance that that statement will not get him back playing the game. So that essentially just means that this has all been a waste of time. The whole method of trying to get casual players back playing the game is not working at all, and what they're doing right now is a waste of time trying to get them to play, because they're not going to, and it's also going to drive more people further and further away from playing Fortnite. Now, if we take a look at Google Trends, which is a great indicator of the interest and how many people are actually playing the game right now, this is essentially the timeline from the game when it first started, when Battle Royale first launched at the end of September, all the way to today. And you can see that at the time of recording this, the interest right now is at 39. The highest you can go is 100. The last time it was at 39 was in the middle of February 2018, which was actually just before the start of Season 3. So this game is as popular now as it was back in Season 2. And as we know, Fortnite really blew up in Season 3 with the likes of Ninja playing with Drake. That was a huge catalyst for a lot of people playing the game, including myself. I actually played Fortnite back before, I think, like Season 1. I think I started playing like the start of October 2017. I played it for a couple of days. I thought, it's alright, and I stopped playing. Then maybe like every 3 to 4 weeks I'd jump on for like maybe 2 or 3 games, because part of me really wanted to like this game, just something just didn't click right away with me. But I kept jumping back on every now and then, every few weeks, to play the game and sort of see if I could click with it. And then once Fortnite completely blew up, that is when I decided that maybe I should really put some time into this game and sort of get the grips of it, and maybe I will like it. And it finally clicked when I actually put consecutive hours into the game rather than just 20 minutes here and there. Now, although Ninja playing with Drake was kind of the catalyst for me playing, I never watched that stream. In fact, I've never actually listened to a Drake song from start to finish. And although they personally weren't responsible for me playing the game, because I wasn't aware of either of them, it was just the general hype that came from them that made me decide to start putting more effort into Fortnite, and I grew to love the game. Now, of course, interest in the game does dip here and there, but it generally seemed to be quite high up until about the end of July 2018, which was during the end of Season 4. Now, once Season 4 ended and Season 5 started, that is when the downward spiral started to begin. Season 5 is often hailed as the worst season in Fortnite. It's when the pump shotguns were severely broken. It's when the spray and pray meta with the SMGs first came in, and it was all about the less skilled, and it was more about luck, which got you the kills and the wins in the game. And that is when you can start to see on Google Trends that it started to die out. You can see right after Season 5 started that the interest dropped to 78, and it sort of started to get lower and lower into the 60s, and then when it peaked back up to 96, that was actually the start of Season 6, and then the downward trend continued throughout the course of Season 6. It peaked again at the start of Season 7, then it started to drop again, then it peaked back up at the start of Season 8, dropped again, then it peaked back up to the start of Season 9, and at the start of Season 9 the interest was only at 57, when in Season 3 it was at 100, so it's almost dropped by half. And at the time recording this, it is only on 39, which has seen a 61% decrease in interest, which likely means somewhere in the region of 50 to 60% decrease in players from Season 3 or Season 4, which is staggering. And it's no wonder why Epic are trying to get as many people back playing the game, because they have lost a huge portion of their player base, which also means they have lost a huge portion of their income as well. But in my opinion, trying to appeal to the casual players by adding new weapons and nerfing things and generally making the game a bit easier for new players to play is not the way to go, although it sounds like the most logical step to take. Now, you guys have heard the word influencers before. Anyone that has any sort of following either on social media or is just a famous name in the world is classed as an influencer. And that is because these influencers' decisions, the products they like, the products they dislike, the things they choose to do, the places they choose to go, all of this influences us, the consumers, into doing or using similar things. So we can take the big Fortnite streamers such as Ninja and Tfue and many others as well. They are classed as influencers. Obviously, Ninja is very well known with Red Bull, and the fact that he reps Red Bull all the time on his streams and his merchandise has likely led to an increase in sale of Red Bull from Ninja's fanbase. Now, a lot of you Fortnite fans like me likely watch the daily Twitch clip channels like Daily Clip Central and stuff like that, where they take the biggest clips of the previous day or so and the big moments that have happened, what streamers are doing, and they put them in compilation videos and give us clickbait titles and clickbait thumbnails, which don't happen in the video but get us to click on them. And more often than not, you see someone like Tfue. Tfue thinks this is garbage, Tfue thinks that, Tfue doesn't like this, Ninja hates this, Ninja hates that, and all of that negativity trickles back down to the casual player. Because like I said earlier, influencers influence the masses. If Tfue hates a certain aspect of Fortnite, there's a good chance that even without experiencing it, you're going to hate it too. When you finally do experience it, you're going to go into that experience with a negative viewpoint right off the bat, and that will likely influence you to continue to be negative about that aspect of the game. So although the proximity grenade launcher might be an amazing weapon to try and get casual players, try and give them a chance at succeeding, if Tfue says he hates the new proximity grenade launcher, a lot of other players are also going to say they hate the proximity grenade launcher, whereas if they didn't watch the video or didn't see the clip of Tfue saying he didn't like the grenade launcher, maybe they would have liked it. So after a whole lot of rambling, I finally circled back to the point. You've got to keep the hardcore loyal fan base happy in order to get the casual players back playing the game. Because right now, all the hardcore players are speaking negative on Fortnite continuously. Everything that is being said about Fortnite is negative generally. Very few good things are coming out about the game. Everyone's complaining, all the streamers are complaining, all the fan base are complaining, guns being removed, this happening, Siphon being taken out of the game, etc, etc. And all of this is going to turn the casual player base away, because when they ask their friend about Fortnite, is Fortnite still good, should I start playing Fortnite, their response is likely going to be, no, it's trash, stay away from it, go and play Rocket League. And that is exactly what they are going to do. So Epic really need to keep the hardcore player base on side, because if they start doing stuff that will benefit them and will keep them happy, then their experiences of the game and their thoughts, and they're going to tell their friends a lot of positive things about the game, and that might drive people back to playing it. Because right now, all the people that have stopped playing Fortnite are just hearing negative things about how bad Fortnite has become, and that is not going to get them to continue playing the game. Whereas if they hear that Fortnite is amazing, Fortnite is back to how good it used to be, then they might go, right, I'm going to jump back in now, I'm going to go and play Fortnite because apparently it's really awesome. Then they'll get to experience it themselves and they'll fall back in love with the game, because although they might fall back in love with the game right now, they've got no reason to come and play it because there's only negative thoughts and negative feedback regarding the game at this very second. So there we go, for a whole lot of rambling. That is my opinion on why Epic have finally gone too far when trying to appeal to casual fans, and how it is only not working, but it is absolutely killing the game. And they need to start focusing on the hardcore and loyal fan base if they want to turn this around and bring the casual gamers back to the game. But of course, that is only one man's opinion. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Fortnite is being killed by Epic? Do you think Fortnite is in a great state, is in a bad state right now? Do you even play it anymore? I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget that if you've enjoyed this video today, want to see more like this on the channel, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure you're also subscribing with notifications on so you don't miss out on those videos go live on the channel. I cover Fortnite a lot, whether it is patch updates, gameplay videos, challenge videos, all that stuff. So if you still play Fortnite, if you're one of the 39% that still plays Fortnite, make sure you're sticking around because a lot of Fortnite content is on the channel. And if you are one of those 39% and you haven't got a support a creator code added at the minute, or you want to change it up and support a small creator like myself, my code is Doodles. It really helps the channel a lot. A few of you guys have been doing it already. I appreciate every single person that uses my code and then buys skin. It is really going to help grow the channel, because all the revenue from the supporter creator program is going straight back into the channel by getting bigger and better equipment to make bigger and better videos for you. My name is Doodles. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.